Agrisurance is a mobile app that can be used by farmers to submit inquiries about crop damages and get compensation from the government. There are two, mainly there are two user types in the system. Those are farmers and officers, and we have designed the app to be bilingual, so you can use either Sinhala or English to get services from this app. Let's continue with English for now. So users can log in or register to a new account. So let's see how we can register first. So we have to type in the relevant details here. We have added different validation techniques to make sure that the data is consistent across the board. So the button will be disabled until all the fields are validated and all the fields are filled properly. So now you can register by pressing the register button. So now you should enter the OTP sent to your mobile to verify your account. We use Twilio to send the OTP generated by the backend. For now, I'll just refer to the backend to get the OTP and then try to come back and so I have entered the OTP. So let's verify the account. So the account was verified successfully. Now you can log in to the account. So let's use the same telephone number that we used and the same password. And when you log in, this is the dashboard that the farmer gets to submit his inquiries, and he can see the inquiries he has previously submitted and see whether they are approved or not, or whether they are in pending state, or whether the officers have declined their claims. So let's see first how we can submit an inquiry. So let's click on submit inquiry. First there are certain details to be entered. That's step 1. So we have to enter the name of the landowner. So I'll add my name there. And then there's the disaster type to be added, so you can add one of these or you can add others. So I'll add something like crop disease. So now you can type in a description you want. So now you have to add the area of land affected. So I'll add like 50. Then the nearest office. So this is you should be careful when you add this, because if you add this like if the closest office is at Gampaha, then your claim or the inquiry will be directed to the officer at Gampaha. So you have to select that carefully, then you can proceed. So the next step is attaching evidence. So in order to attach evidence, you should click on the camera button and then take up to 5 photos as evidence, and the GPS location will be recorded when the photo is captured. So you don't have to separately attach it. It will be automatically attached. So now I'm using an emulator, so it is the webcam that is open right now. Okay, I captured 2 images. Now I am going to submit those, and sometimes the farmer might not be in a place that that there's good internet, there could not be good internet at the field, so he can take his images and then return back to a place where there is internet connectivity, and then submit the form. That's why we have told specifically that you do not have to be connected to internet when attaching evidence. So submit. So the inquiry was submitted successfully. Now we can return back to the dashboard. So if we go to the inquiry history, now we can see that the inquiry that we made is in the pending state right now. So now let's see how an officer can use our system. So as we send the inquiry to the office at Gampaha, let's log in as the officer at Gampaha office. So basically the same login is used for both the officers and the farmers. So we can see that the dashboard is a little bit different now. Now this one's respond to inquiries. So let's see what what are the inquiries we currently have. So this is the one that we got. So this renders the request in a first come first serve manner. So this is the inquiry that we submitted right like minutes ago. So let's go to that. So here my name and my mobile number is there, and my location is attached. So we tried to do this using Google Maps as well, but we couldn't attach Google Maps because it requires Google Map API key. So that key can be only retrieved from a build account. So we didn't have a build account when we were developing this. So just as a placeholder, we added the latitude and longitude. If there's a API key that we can use from a billing account, we can add these parameters to that, and then generate a Google map location and show it to the officer, which will be really helpful. So these are the claim details that I submitted earlier. So we can see the damage type and description, date, and the damage area. Now let's go to show evidence. So as you can see, this is the photo I attached earlier. So you can show evidence. So, and after that the officer can directly call the owner of the land and contact him and negotiate with him and ask more questions from him in order to decide upon whether to approve the inquiry or not to approve the inquiry. So for now, let's approve the inquiry and see what happens. So we have responded to it. So let's go back to the dashboard. So if we now go to inquiry history and see the approved responses. So this one was a one that I did earlier. This is the one with the inquiry ID 5 that I approved seconds ago. So let's go back to the user's login and see whether it is reflected at his site as. So I'll now log in again as the user. So if you go now to inquiry history, you can remember when it was sent, the status was at pending. Now let's see if whether the status has changed. So we can see that this status is approved now. So the user can see that and see the status of his submitted inquiries. So that's also, we think that's also beneficial for the user. As I said earlier, all the users can use the app using Sinhala or using English. So let's see how the app works in Sinhala right now. As you can see, everything is in Sinhala right now. So if the farmers are not really fluent in English or they have difficulty in understanding, they can take help from by selecting Sinhala as the language, so they can understand what's going on. So let's go to login page. So this is the login page, again using Sinhala. So this is the register page, and if you submit these and go ahead, those pages will also be in Sinhala, so it will be really helpful for farmers to get services from the mobile app. So this is a OTP message that we got earlier. So that concludes our demonstration. Thank you very much.